La noche se acabó, pero tengo otra vez contigo. Le doy gracias a Dios, siempre pasándolo contigo en la playa, devorarte como el sol de la mañana, viajando todo el día sin drama, solo tú y yo. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot por ti, un shot para mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot por ti, un shot para mí, un shot. Siempre lo pasamos bien lindo, lindo. Un verano contigo lindo, lindo. Me fui de vacaciones, baby, me perdí, buscando el sabor que encontré en ti. Canela con dolor de Bacardi, lo sentí, baby, me tiene desenfocado, viendo doble, bien borracho, demasiado jodido contigo. Pasándolo contigo en la playa, devorarte como el sol de la mañana, viajando todo el día sin drama, tú y yo. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot por ti, un shot para mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot por ti, un shot para mí, un shot. Un día bonito, bonito, un día bonito, bonito. Pasándolo contigo en la playa, devorarte como el sol de la mañana, viajando todo el día sin drama, solo tú y yo. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot por ti, un shot para mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot por ti, un shot para mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot por ti, un shot para mí, un shot.
Hello, everyone. Happy Meghan Day. That's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it Happy Meghan Day. Please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, please. How is everyone doing? Have we watched the episodes of With Love Meghan? Have we watched the interview? So I watched the interview and I've only been able to watch the first and a half episode just because I had so much to do today. I had to do laundry, I cleaned the whole house, I had to clean the fridge, I had to clean the bathroom. I had to do some cleaning. So that's all I managed to watch today. But I was determined to get at least the interview watched so I could review that today. And there's actually a lot of detail that was given to us in that interview. And then I will review the I will review With Love Meghan. If not tomorrow, I'll try and do it tomorrow because I've got some work to do tomorrow also. So I don't know if I'll have enough time. But if not tomorrow, I will give a full review the day after. But from what I have watched so far, I absolutely love it. It is such a different vibe from the first. Like it's just given more cozy, like fall vibes. And it's given us something a little different from the first season. Now I'm like super excited for the holiday edition. But let's get into it, shall we? Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, please, and subscribe. Thank you so much to Elaine Parker, who's been a member for 38 months. Indeed, it is a great day, Elaine Parker. You are a real one. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. You can join membership and donate through YouTube, but like I always say, whatever's more convenient for you. But I do encourage y'all to donate and become a member through Buy Me a Coffee, just because link in the chat, just because YouTube takes so much from us creators, so much, and they don't deserve it. But thank you so much to all of you who are members and who donate regularly. All right, let's get to it. First things first. Oh, and also the as ever new product drop. So let's start with that. So 2 new products. Number 1, orange marmalade, and the orange marmalade in a keepsake packaging. So funny, I had actually guessed apricot, but I guess we're going for orange. The raspberry jam, a few people were disappointed that the raspberry jam was not restocked. Someone suggested that maybe it's something to do with seasonality. But sorry for those of you who wanted your apricot. Sorry, who wanted your jam. It's not there yet. So keep waiting. But we had a feeling that a drop would come because people were getting emails about the last order. If it wasn't fulfilled, people got emails the day before that it was coming, because there were a few people who never got their items. So we knew something was coming. And I'm looking at the website now, nothing is sold out. So they have definitely upped the production levels. And this is something that was mentioned in the interview. So I'm going to get into that in a sec. But the team is doing such a fantastic job upgrading, upscaling. And Meghan did say this in her Emma Grade interview, that she didn't want a situation where it was a Hunger Games battle every single time, everything selling out. But you're just going to have to wait a bit longer for that raspberry spread. And I can see, yeah, sprinkles are still there, crepe, shortbread, yep. Pretty much everything else. We don't have the honey back, but the teas are still there. All right, next thing. Yeah, so the 1.5 episode that I did get through, there was a really sweet mention from Meghan about Chrissy Teigen. So apparently they met 20 years ago, but they only just reconnected now. So it's just incredible for these, friendships or, acquaintances that Meghan had years ago, and everything's coming full circle. And she's reconnecting with those people now that she's moved back to the US. She's building a brand. She's back with her Hollywood crowd, who are her crowd. The British tabloids and the miserable beans on toast folk over here want to, use the word Hollywood crowd in a derogatory manner. Those are her people. She was an actress. She's from LA. And she gets to reconnect with the people that she feels comfortable connecting with. I also feel a lot more, I watched half of this episode, they were making bread. I feel a lot more inspired to try baking again. Baking is a lot about measurements and getting the measurements right and getting the technique right, especially with bread, the kneading, all of that stuff. So it's definitely, it's encouraging me to try again. But on to her interview. Yes, her interview with Emily Chang for Bloomberg. Now this is on, if you've got Bloomberg Television, Bloomberg Originals, you can watch on Prime Video. Don't watch it on Tubi because I think that's Murdoch's foolishness. But you can also just watch it on YouTube, and make sure that you comment on the YouTube video also because the haters are all up in the comment section, still being delusional. So there were quite a few interesting details in this interview. First of all, they talked about the production levels for As Ever and the way the conversations went from a couple thousand bottles to tens of thousands of bottles, and now thinking about how they're going to scale to like 1 million bottles. It was also confirmed that they are going to go global. They are looking at global reach and also finding the right retailers who will buy at wholesale. Meghan did not confirm when asked, is it going to be Target? Is it going to be, which major retailers it's going to be? But Meghan did say that was something that they're looking to, and it would just be a matter of, okay, which retailers does it make sense? She also mentioned that other products like homeware will be in the line next. She hinted at candles. And she also mentioned that when it comes to retailers, maybe one retailer might get an exclusive for certain items and another one maybe for other items, depending on what that retailer sells. So let's say if, like, I don't know, Whole Foods got the exclusive for food items, and then I don't know, maybe like an IKEA would get for homeware products. It just depends on what makes sense business-wise. She was also asked, why did she not go her own way in terms of getting individual investors and perhaps having a little bit more control? Not that she doesn't have a sense of control now, but with Netflix as the partner, obviously they do have some say. So they talked about just the fact that Harry and Meghan have had this relationship with Netflix, and they seem to just speak the same language, and it from a business perspective, it just makes sense. Netflix has massive reach. They already have experience working with branded brands and entertainment coming together. So I think Bridgerton, for example, I think there's like makeup lines and stuff like that have been launched off the back of Bridgerton. So they already have the manufacturing capabilities, the links to different manufacturers, warehouse and distribution capabilities, all of those things that matter for a successful brand. But she could have gone the direction of getting her own investors for sure. But why not have a major backer like Netflix? They also reiterated, and I love this, exactly what Harry and Meghan's new Netflix deal, what it actually means. And they just reiterated that, yes, it's not the same as their last deal. It doesn't come with as much money as their last deal. But Harry and Meghan have the freedom to give Netflix a look first and then take their projects somewhere else. And I'm sorry, but even if Harry and Meghan's new Netflix deal is like $1 million, if you've already banked $100 million in the bank, does it really matter if the second deal was only 1 million or 5 million or however? 100 million is generational wealth. Like, I cannot believe people are actually behaving like just because they didn't get another $100 million check, it's a deal down. Like, will you ever see 100 million? Will you ever even see 1 million in your lifetime? The level of delusion when it comes to Harry and Meghan is just insane. Because what do you mean it's a step down deal when you were already given 100 million? What do you mean? You want to believe someone that already has $100 million in the bank and probably more is losing because the second deal wasn't exactly the same as the first. Like, do they hear themselves sometimes? Do they hear themselves? Anyway, let me stop rambling. What else was said in the interview? Also, a lot of I love the fact that actually in a lot of the interviews that Meghan does, they do talk about her pre-royal life. They talked a lot about her childhood, her growing up during LA and the unrest and what's going on in America now. Now, on that, Meghan deferred to say anything about Donald Trump. Now, Meghan did speak about Donald Trump back in, I think it was 2016, 17, before she started dating Harry and before she married into the royal family. She has not said anything about him since. Trump has had Meghan and Harry on his lips many times. And Meghan says in the interview with Emily Chang, well, I haven't said anything about him since that 2016-17 interview. And you know what? I don't think she has to. I think that sometimes, when somebody has a big platform and when somebody's a big celebrity, I think it's difficult sometimes for fans to come away from that parasocial relationship and just recognize what the individual person has to contend with. I'm not personally mad that Meghan has not said anything about Donald Trump loudly. Let me just say that loudly, because number one, we don't know what she's doing behind the scenes or could be doing behind the scenes. And number two, given everything that Meghan has been through, I personally just believe that she deserves to heal. And some people may be very upset, especially people in the United States, with everything that is going on. And I can understand that upsetness. And I can understand, being that Meghan has this big platform, that maybe some people would want her to say something. But I just think the woman needs to rest. She's healed. Anything and everything she says gets torn to pieces. Even when she's not speaking, she gets torn to pieces. And so on this occasion, I am happy that she deferred to make comment. Some people have discussed their distaste with that. I mean, you can feel how you want to feel about that, but that's just how I feel about that. Trinette, you said, let's pray that As Ever doesn't get in Target or Walmart. Oh, they no longer support DEI. Oh, okay. Gosh. I didn't know about that. Well, Meghan and her team are very thoughtful. So, I think they'll probably take things like that into account, because obviously they want to align as the As Ever brand with other brands that are doing good things. So what about Whole Foods? Is Whole Foods doing that? like who else? Who else is on the list? Who can we trust? Who can we trust to have As Ever on the shelf? In the UK, it wouldn't. I don't think there'll be a huge problem. It's either in the UK, it's either going to be Sainsbury's or Tesco's. I'm guessing they may go for Tesco's, or they may go for Waitrose, because Waitrose is a little bit more upper end. So that's my guess. Either Tesco's or Waitrose in the UK, or like independent organic shops might also get it. I don't know who the big organic shop chain is here in the UK, but I'm sure we have one. Okay, so other things that were said. Sorry, I kind of lost track of focus there. Other things that were said. My favorite part of the interview. The topic of trad wives came up. And Meghan talked about the importance of a woman making her own money and being financially secure for herself. She also said, no offense to the trad wives, no offense to the trad wives, but it's just important, for a woman to have her own, regardless. I love that she said this. I love that the woman who married the prince said this. Meghan was her own woman before. She was making her own before. She married the prince, was still working, and is building her own now. With that, being married to the prince, she's still making her own now. In fact, she's a higher commodity than the prince that she's married to. And I think that's such an important message to send to young women and girls, because the whole idea of, you become princess and you're swept off your feet and it's all fairy tales and lovely and castles, and we can see that whole fantasy and fairy tale has been completely torn apart. It really is not that. So that was actually my favorite part of the interview and part of why I love Meghan. What else was said? Off the top of my head, you can help me out in the comment section if I've missed anything important out. They did touch again on the issue of Meghan's name and the Sussex name, and that the Sussex is a dukedom, and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, that's her legal married name, but Sussex is their family name. I don't know why that became such a big deal in the last season. That clip of Mindy Kaling. I mean, I just find it incredible that things that are so normal for everyone else, they want to pick out with Meghan. Meghan is a married woman. Most married women, even in this day and age, take their husband's name. And God knows she wouldn't want the Markle name anymore. So what's the issue? You want Meghan to do differently from what most other women do. Being married into the institution that she's in, by the way. So she would have to take her husband's name, even if she didn't want to. But there's no reason why she wouldn't want to. They make a big deal out of anything and everything. She is Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Sussex. She will only not be that if she divorces, and that's not going to happen. DB, you said all the naysayers and critics of Meghan and Harry about their business decisions forgot to do one thing: get your own business. Exactly. They're talking about business decisions like they have their own. These people never even had a lemonade stand when they were 10. But you're talking like you know something about a whole Netflix deal? Yes, light side. She doesn't need to say a thing. Not at this point, anyway. Mind you, Meghan also says that she doesn't necessarily feel the need to hold back all the time. She feels like she's, speaking. She speaks when she says what she feels, when she wants to. She's not necessarily holding back, but she has the right to hold back where she wants to. Another thing that she said that I think is really important is, the interviewer asked her at the end, what's the one thing you'd want people to know? And that is that she's human. She may be this big celebrity that married and a woman who married into the British royal family, but she's still a person. Her friends and family have to read about the nonsense that's written about her. Isn't it? The dehumanization of this woman for clickbait is insane. Legacy said, I think Emma has the right to protect her peace too. I think that some fake squaddies are trying to bait her into battles that she doesn't need to fight. Yeah. Exactly. At this point in time, Meghan just needs to protect her peace. Because she's come such a long way in her healing journey. I wouldn't want her to upend her peace now. And it's also not to say that in certain situations that she wouldn't speak up. She's choosing not to speak up now. It's not to say that she would never speak up. It's not to say that she's not doing anything to help behind the scenes. Yes, Tangerine. And this is why I've put this image here of these black women, the 92%. Trump isn't worth it. This is what we meant by why are black women expected to carry the world on their shoulders? Go ask Taylor Swift to pick up the torch. Indeed. Taylor Swift, speaking of Taylor Swift, Congratulations to Taylor Swift, who is engaged. I'm actually quite surprised about this. I didn't think this couple would get engaged. But they are. Taylor and Travis are engaged. And Meghan actually liked their engagement post. I love this. A, because it's adorable. B, because at one point, the tabloids were trying to pit Meghan and Taylor against each other. Totally random. Taylor, a musician who was on tour, and then Beyonce was on tour at the same time. And they somehow managed to turn their Beyonce and Taylor made up feud and insert Meghan into that. Weird. But congratulations to Taylor, and congratulations also to Taylor for not allowing a relationship to fumble her bag. Secured her bag, secured her legacy, secured her masters, secured her place in history, and then chose a man that supports her. That's how it's done, ladies. But that was very sweet of Meghan. She's been a lot more active with things like that, liking on people's posts, responding to people's posts. I think we'll see more of that. Yeah, Meghan's doing more for the California economy than Trump. Indeed. Oh no, Whole Foods on the boycott list? Damn. Oh, Whole Foods is Bezos. Oh dear. Yeah, Meghan doesn't need to add to the overload of information about Donald Trump. Please. She's already under a microscope. And to be honest, being that she lives in California and what's going on in California, it's dangerous out there. I have a friend, she visited me in London. She lives in California. She's trying to leave the United States. That's how scared she is. Simone, you said you were able to get some teas and orange marmalade. Congrats. Yeah, nothing has sold out. Everything is still there. They have clearly upped the production level. So I don't think we'll have a situation again, unless it's a limited edition item, where things are going to sell out. Electra, you said, I saw a Sun reporter on a clip. She was very nasty and said Netflix was angry with Meghan because she's not doing the show with Harry. It's called With Love Meghan. You dummy. Exactly. Like, what part of With Love Meghan do you not understand? Like, if she wants to, she should just rewatch the Harry and Meghan documentary then. If she's so desperate to see Harry and Meghan together, just go and rewatch that. These people behave like they're being forced to follow this woman. Oh, hilarious. Thank you to Black Queen. Appreciate you so much. Thank you to Kathy G. Kathy G, you have been a member for 41 months. 41 months. Thank you so much. That is actually insane. I'm actually speechless seeing that now. It also reminds me of how long I've been around. Like, gosh, we're going on 4 years on this podcast. Thank you so much, Kathy G. Thank you to all of you. Electra, good luck to Taylor. That's all I'm going to say. You know what? She's a 35-year-old woman. I love that she didn't bow to all the media pressure and all this nonsense they were talking about. Oh, she's unmarried, she's single, she doesn't have, kids. She's prioritizing herself and her career. A wrong person can really contribute to fumbling your bag and fumbling your life. So I think 35 is a great age to get married. You know yourself, you've got more wisdom and discernment. I also think that sometimes people infantilize Taylor. I think they still see her like the fifth, or what was it? How old is she back then now? probably the 18, 19-year-old, who Kanye, when he rushed the stage and took her took her statue. I feel like people still see that Taylor Swift. Trinity said, "My husband and I are also seriously leaving the States." Wow, yeah. I follow a lot of Americans who run platforms to help Americans leave the States. So they talk about different things like the different visas you can get in different countries. I was actually listening to Stephanie Perry some time ago. She runs the Exodus Summit. So this is specifically for Black women. She said that she knew a group of Black women that had actually bought properties, or groups of Black women that had bought properties, bought islands even, just in case they needed to leave the States. It's like people are actually really putting things together, which is just wild. But it's truly wild what's going on. Trader CC, you said, what I noticed though is every journalist wants to talk to Meghan in particular. Main reason the years of tabloid negative news coverage. Yeah, they're all obsessed with her because they know what she brings, whether they want to admit it or not. Whether they want to admit it or not. Cecile, you said we've been around a minute. Missing Tina and Michelle for their input on Santa Bale. So Tina, I can eventually, when she's free, because she's a very busy woman, I know that at some point I can probably get Tina to come on. I cannot promise Michelle. Kevon, you said, I listened to Meghan's interview and she's really coming out of her shell and she had nothing but smoke for the deranged. Well, I think the way that she phrased it, I think you're referring to when she talked about, the behavior of the trolls, and she said, are they watching? Are they saying bad things and then watching the show and then going to make like skillet pasta? Which some of them literally are. I mean, I think it was YM Droid, whose email I haven't responded to. Sorry, YM Droid, if you're listening. I will. YM Droid made a joke about Meghan, my father, McCain. That she was gonna eat Meghan's jam and then complain that she had a toothache, and that's literally the way these people behave. That I'll never forget. There was the woman who literally went on TikTok and she made Meghan's rainbow plate, and she was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this! Like this is so silly." I'm like, who is forcing you? Oh my gosh, honey. Just say your homemaking skills were basic as F and you were inspired and move on. Just say you were inspired. Just say that Meghan showed you a part of yourself that you're failing at and you felt inspired. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Stop with this nonsense. You are clearly a fan at this point. Okay. That is all I wanted to say for the interview with Emily Chang. Obviously, the copyright police will murder this video if I show any of the actual interview. I'm not about to do that, but definitely go and watch it. I'll post a link in the community tab unless somebody has the link now. If you want to post the link to the video, please do. Any of the mod squad. She looks fantastic. Great choice of fashions. They had this sit down session in this living room set, but they also went out and got burgers. Like it was a very well-rounded, well-done interview. I'm excited to see what they're going to do next, because clearly, the As Ever team, her whole team, they had their eyes set on all of the big dogs. Jay Shetty, I haven't gotten to Jay Shetty's episode yet, but he is in the show. It would not surprise me if Meghan was gonna go on Jay Shetty's podcast, and perhaps actually, given Jay Shetty, he's all about like love and self improvement and relationships. I think we'll get a very different interview from somebody like that than perhaps we would get on Bloomberg, which is more business focused. And Harry's done interview, like he was interviewed by that doctor or psychologist, I think he is. So I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do next. Also, no, don't tell me oh no, guys, I am awful. I am so awful. Meghan actually posted, I think it was about 2 hours ago. I just don't have it on my slides for some reason. Don't worry, I'm doing another podcast tomorrow. Meghan posted on her Instagram, Harry got her flowers and also this really large photo print of Meghan and Guy. And Lily's in the shot as well. Lily runs up to the picture and kisses the picture. It is adorable. Go to her Instagram and I'm so sorry, I don't have the picture for some reason. I'm annoyed at me, but she posted that and it's so adorable. Very thoughtful of Harry on her big day. All right, that's all from me for now. Definitely doing another podcast to talk about the show in full and give my review next. There is some other royal news, but I'm like, I don't really want to talk about the other royals today. If y'all don't mind, let's just make this podcast on this day and all about Meghan Day. We can talk about the others tomorrow or the day after. Kevin, you said Meghan could wear a pillowcase and make it look effortless. Yes, and it would sell out as well. Literally, you said, I love her in yellow. She needs to do more bright colors. Yes. What did you say? Trader CC, the cursed maiden name with such negative baggage is why the tabloid SEO prefer clickbait hate for profit. Indeed, that is true. And Meghan touched on this. And I also love that she said that they've created a version of her that isn't her. She knows who she is. And I think that's so important. Literally, so the Jay Shetty cooking segment was great. Well, I can't wait to watch it. Black Queen, you said, yeah, it was a beautiful pick. Beautiful pick. And Lily is already so tall with very long hair. Literally said, I want to laugh at Royal Reporter. It's mad that Harry kids won't have a British accent. I mean, they're literally living in America. Like, what do you expect? How do you think they're going to talk? They're going to have a Cali American accent. I mean, give it about 10 years, Harry's accent is going to change a bit too. It's literally something that just naturally happens. The brain does incredible things. Your accent will just change, even slightly. As a grown up, you can hear it when people live in a place for a very long time. Lottie. Kate Middleton will be wearing yellow next week. Well, you know what? It's still summer here in the UK. So yeah, would it surprise me? No. Anything for attention. Anything for attention. All right, y'all, I'm going to wrap things up. Come straight back tomorrow. We will talk about the whole show and then some. Enjoy the rest of your day. Love you all. Ciao.